Much love, and I am Wayne Johnson with Doc and Queen Ministries, best-selling author of the book entitled Every Child Deserves a Father. Want to share a quick lesson with you on this evening. I'm going to be coming from Numbers, chapter 30. And before I get into it, the reason why I'm doing this, I was watching the documentary Daughters that is found on Netflix, which I spoke about on yesterday. Kind of stopped halfway in between. I finished the rest of the day, despite that my beloved Philadelphia Eagles are playing a preseason game. But it's just something more important about when you're learning about the relationship between fathers and daughters. And I tell you, it was very touching. And to know that this was, I guess, between the Richmond and up towards DC, and just dealing with fathers in general, and just seeing how important daughters are to fathers and vice versa. And I mean, again, it was touching, and you learn a lot from it. It's hard to watch when you're an emotional person, seeing what people have to go through. I'm going to, again, start at Numbers chapter 30. I'm going to read verses, I believe, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to go all the way down to the end of that particular chapter. And it reads, "A young woman might still be living in her father's house," which makes her the daughter, "and that young woman might make a special promise to give something to the Lord. If her father hears about the promise and agrees, the young woman must do what she promised. But if her father hears about the promise and does not agree, she is free from her promise. She does not have to do what she promised. Her father stopped her, so the Lord will forgive her." So now I'm going to go all the way down to verse 16. And it reads, "These are the commands that the Lord gave to Moses. These are the commands about a man and his wife, and about a father and his daughter, who is still young and living at home in her father's house." So basically what this is saying is, when a daughter who's living with her father, even to the point that she becomes a young woman, she makes a special promise to the Lord to give him whatever that may be, that being that she is living in her father's house, and her father hears about the promise that she's making to the Lord, if the father agrees, she has to continue with that promise. But if the father disagrees, she is removed from that promise and she doesn't have to honor it. Just goes to show you how important fathers are to their daughters, because they are making a promise to God Almighty, and God is allowing them to take it out based on their father. So God is giving us as fathers who have daughters, and I don't, that much respect, that they are able to break an obligation that they made towards the Lord, and it has to run through the father if he knows about it. So it shows us how important fathers are to their daughters. And just watching that documentary, and I'm telling you, please go out and watch Daughters. It's so important, and we can see the connection here in Numbers, and then just watching this documentary, and just in life in general, because we know for some reason there's a special bond in most cases with daughters and fathers, just like there's a special bond with sons and mothers. Study that Numbers chapter 30, and you're going to probably have to read it maybe once or twice. I know I did, but interesting, and it just just shows the reverence that God gives us as fathers and put us as the lead in the family, and it's special. And we as fathers must not take our duty lightly, what God has given us the ability to do and the authority to do as the head of the household. Take care, God bless, and once again, much love.